I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on understanding basic arithmetic. We'll now explore what happens to the remainder when powers of the number are divided by the same number. So we have three examples to understand the rule. The first question here is, a number when divided by 7 leaves remainder 2. What is the remainder when square of the same number is divided by 7? Question number 2 is, a number when divided by 7 leaves remainder 2. What is the remainder when cube of the same number is divided by 7? And question number 3 is very similar. A number n when divided by 7 leaves remainder 2. What is the remainder when n to the power of 10 is divided by 7? So you can always pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now when we say that number when divided by 7 leaves a remainder 2, then whatever the number be, let's say n is the number, when you divide this by 7, we are saying the remainder is 2, right? So that is what we are saying. Now, what happens when square of the number is divided by 7? So whenever you divide the square of the number now by 7, the remainder also gets squared. So the remainder will be also equal to 2 square. So in this case, it is going to be 2 square is 4. And so the answer will be 4, right? So we get our solution as 4 in this particular case, correct? So let me write this number 4 in circle as the answer. Now in question number 2, we are saying that the number when divided by 7 leaves remainder 2. Same thing, right? So when this number is divided by 7, we have remainder 2. Now what happens to the cube? Well, when the cube of the number is divided by 7, then the remainder will be 2 cube, which is 8. Now, remainder is always a number which is less than the divisor, correct? So that means you could further divide 8 by 7, right? So when you divide 8 by 7, you get remainder as 1, and therefore the answer should be 1. So in a way, by squaring or by getting the power, we get to a number, and if that number is more than the divisor, then you have to find the remainder by division, correct? As we did so. Perfect. Now based on this concept, you can actually now solve question number 3, which is a number n when divided by 7 leaves the remainder 2. So we are again saying the same thing, n when divided by 7 gives a remainder 2. Now when n to the power of 10 is divided by 7, we get the remainder, which should be 2 to the power of 10, right? Definitely 2 to the power of 10 is a big number. We have to divide that by 7 to get the actual remainder, correct? Now 2 to the power of 10 is 1024. So let's do long division for 1024. Dividing by 7, let's write here, 7 times 1 is 7, so we get 32, and 7 times 4 is 28, so we get the remainder as 4, and bringing down 4, 6 gives you 42, and so we see that the remainder is 2, right? So that gives you a remainder of 2. So in this case, when you divide, you get remainder of 2, correct? So that is how you can actually find remainder for questions where powers are given to you. Those are huge numbers. So this process actually helps you to bring down those numbers to smaller, manageable numbers to check the result. So I hope it makes sense. Feel free to write a comment, share with you. I'll actually post another video with test questions based on this concept, and I hope you will appreciate it. We have 4 questions here. I'd like you to pause the video, copy these questions, solve them out, and then look into my suggestions. In all these questions, when we say there is a number, we mean a whole number, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Question number 1 is, a number when divided by 6 leaves the remainder 2. What is the remainder when square of the same number is divided by 6? Question number 2. A number when divided by 6 leaves a remainder 3. What is the remainder when square of the same number is divided by 6? Question number 3 is, any 6-digit number of the form ABC is always divisible by what number? And question number 4 is, what is the largest number that can exactly divide n minus 2 times n squared minus n? Right. So let's begin with the simplest question here, which is question number 1. It says, a number when divided by 6 leaves remainder 2. So let this number be n, and when you divide this by 6, you get remainder of 2. What is the remainder when square of this number is divided? So whenever you divide square of that number by 6, remainder will be square of this number. So remainder will be 2 square, and that is going to be 4. Right? So that becomes our answer. Now since 4 is less than 6, that is going to be the remainder. Correct? So we get our answer as 4 in this particular case. Correct? What you can also do is, you can take some number physically, right? So you can take actual number. Remainder is 2. So 2 more than 6 is 8. Think like this. So if I divide 8 by 6, I know that the remainder is 2. And then you can try 64 divided by 6 and then find what the remainder is. Correct? 6 times 12 is 60. We know the remainder is 4. Correct? So that kind of confirms what we are saying. Right? Okay. The next question here is, a number when divided by 6 leaves remainder 3. So this time we are saying that this number when divided by 6 leaves the remainder 3. And now what is the remainder when square of the number? So looking into this concept, if I am dividing the square of this number, the remainder should be 3 square, right? Which is equal to 9. See, 9 is more than 6. That means I should actually divide 9 by 6 and check my remainder, right? So 9 will go one time with 6 and we get again the remainder of 3. And therefore, the answer should be again 3, right? So if the remainder is 3 for 6, any power will have the same number as the remainder. Right? That's kind of interesting. So this question, it could be any power. So n to the power of m, for example, divided by 6 will also result into remainder of 3, right? So this is interesting. So you can find such test questions also many times in a test paper. Now, question number 3 and 4, let us take them on a separate page. Question number 3 is, any 6-digit number of the form ABC is always divisible by what number? Well, ABC means numbers like this. Like if I say 235, like this, correct? So that is a 6-digit number where the digits are repeated. So any 6-digit number of this form is always divisible by what number, right? So the answer for this is 1001. Let me write down the answer here. The answer is 1001, and here is the explanation. See, if you have a number which is ABC, you could write this in expanded form. Write it in expanded form. So this is which place? So A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, right? So we could write this as A times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros plus B times 4 zeros, right? 10,000 plus C times 1,000, right? C times 1,000 plus C times 1,000 plus A times 100, right? Now that is in hundreds place, and now B is in tens place. So B times 10, and C is in ones place. Correct? So if I combine this, what do you get? So in this, adding the same numbers, same type of numbers, like terms, we get this as a is this plus this, right? So that means we could write this as 100. This is 100. So when you add 100 to this, you get 100, right? So that gives you 100A plus. Here when you add 10, you get 10010. So you get 10010B plus. When you add 1 to 1000, you get 1001C, correct? So in all these numbers, 1001 is a common factor, right? So we can write this as 1001, which is a common factor, correct? So when you divide, you get 100A plus 10B plus 1C. So as you can see, 1001 is a common factor, right? So that is how we get this as our answer. Perfect. So similar type of questions can be easily solved with this technique. Perfect. Okay. And this is also the smallest 4-digit prime number, right? So this is also smallest 4-digit prime number. Okay, now let's take question number 4. Find the largest number that can exactly divide n minus 2 times n squared minus n. Now in such cases, whenever you have these type of questions, the idea is that you have to substitute the value of n. You cannot substitute 2. 2 will make it 0, right? 2 will make it 0. So if I write n equals to 3, in that case, what happens? So let's just substitute n as 3 in this. We get 3 minus 2 times 3 squared minus 3. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 times 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 3. And 9 minus 3 is 6, right? So therefore, the largest number that can exactly divide all this should be 6, right? You could do n equals to 4 and then try that number out also, right? If I substitute 4 here, then what do I get? I get 4 minus 2 times 4 squared minus 4. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 times 4 squared is 16. And 16 minus 4 is 12. So we get 24, right? So of course 24 cannot divide 6, but 6 can divide 24 also, right? So you see that this factor 6 is common, and therefore for such questions the strategy is to substitute the value for n and then find your answer, right? So let me add a question for you here. Let's say question number 5. Question number 5 could be, find the largest number that can exactly divide let's say a polynomial n cubed minus n, where n belongs to natural numbers, correct? So that could be the question for you. Again, substitute a value. You cannot substitute 1, right? Because 1 will give you 0, right? So the better value will be 2. Substitute and get your answer. So that is the strategy to solve such questions. I hope that makes sense. Feel free to write your comment, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.